Hey everybody, it's Candy, aka Brown Eyed Girl 69. Well, I did try to start my video a little minute ago. Kind of strange. I started the video, went and walked away, poured me some tea, came back and my camera went on. So I don't know if it stops recording, if it doesn't see movement or something. I don't know. Anyways, how's everybody doing today? It's been a minute since I made a video. I've just been working a lot. And I've thought about making videos. In fact, I did. I probably made about 2 or 3 videos last week. But they're all gone. I deleted them all. I didn't save them because I felt like a lot of it was just repetitive nonsense. Kind of been on Facebook a lot today, and getting into some debatable issues over there. Because I'm finding that a lot of people are still attached to their physical body. Even I'm still attached to my physical body. At least I can admit it, you know? I mean, I know what my downfalls are. And what my weaknesses are. And I know what I'm trying to change and what I don't need to change. My perspective on life has changed a lot. They say your body is the holy temple of the Lord, so that you should treat it good, you know. Watch what you put into your body. Watch what you eat. Watch who you hang out with. Watch who you have sex with. Etc., etc. Because it's all connected, you know. I was actually thinking about going live because I haven't went live in I went live once on this channel. I think it was back when I was still living in my old apartment. And I was only live for, maybe, I don't know, a little less than 2 hours. And I can't even really remember what I was talking about. I didn't really go on live that time to try to have a conversation on any specific subject matter. I was just going live just to see who would come in and say, hey. As I sit here and life goes on, I think a lot in my mind. Like today, I was thinking about materialism and how people are still connected to this outside world around them by things. And it also made me stop and think a lot about how I was raised and how I was brought up and how I live now in comparison to how I used to live. I don't own a lot of materialistic items. Most of the things that I have in my possession are either hand-me-downs, free that I found, or just given to me, you know, like I said, a hand-me-down. The desk that I have over here, I paid $25 for it. It was used. I bought it from somebody that I've known basically my whole life. And it was his son's desk. And then his son, you know, of course, graduated high school, moved away to college and all that. Got married, started having kids of his own, etc., etc. And this friend of mine, him and his wife, they were both of retirement age. They both did well in their life, you know, working and raising a family in a small town. And so they sold their house and bought an RV. I think they already had the RV purchased. But then turned around and sold their house. And basically living out of the RV, living their best life, traveling here, there, and everywhere. And occasionally they'll come back here to see their kids and grandkids and whatnot. So anyway, I got it for $25. Good deal. Desk. Awesome. These tables I have in here, they were all given to me free. Everything. This bed that I sleep on was given to me by my new landlord when I first moved in here. A dresser was given to me by Hunter's grandma. The only thing that I really own of any kind of significant value would be my vehicle. And I've had that vehicle come November 2nd for 2 years. I was looking at this up today because I was just curious. And because I kind of forgot. The day that I bought the vehicle, the day that I drove the vehicle off the lot, it had like 35,405 miles on it, I think. Now, almost 2 years later, the car has, I think, 48,000 miles on it. Yeah, a little. I'd have to really look, but I think it is 48,000 miles. And that would only put it at like 13,000 miles in almost 2 years. And that's about the truth, because I rarely drive, you know. Since I bought the vehicle, I basically stay local. I've driven up into Oklahoma City before, a few times. I did take a long distance trip to the other side of Tulsa last summer. And then just around the local area, I've taken the vehicle down south a little bit to a little area called Paul's Valley. I went out to Chickasha in our vehicle, Norman, just the local area, local Oklahoma City area mainly, but I don't even rarely even go to the city or even to the next big town up Norman. I hardly ever go there. I pretty much just recently been staying in my own small town. So I don't drive my vehicle very much. But that is the one asset I can say that I own that has the most value right now if I was to turn around and sell it. That's the only thing that I'd have of value. Everything else is more of a... It might have some sort of materialistic value, money-wise or whatever. And I've got about $3,000 worth of crystals and stones. That's about it. Everything else is whatever, you know. So I'm not really, like, attached to materialistic things, because I've learned in this life that things come and things go. And that for someone to be attached to things outside of their body, even, you gotta let it go. You know what I mean? The more you let go, the lighter you are. Because the less you have to worry about. If you don't have a lot of things to worry about, you know? If you don't own a lot of things, or if you're not, like, really attached to those things that you own or have in your possession, then there's nothing really to consume your mind, you know? Most of the things that I think about now is I think about who I really am. I think about, am I even Candy? Or is Candy just a persona? I was watching this video last night, and there's this guy that makes videos. I'll have to post, I might even post the video I'm talking about in the description box. But it was about Jim Carrey. And it was an awesome video that basically was narrated by Jim Carrey himself. The way it was put together told a story, but it was all Jim Carrey's words and answers that he had given, in questions that he's been given in interviews throughout his life, so in the history of his career, And I will say something about Jim Carrey, too, is he definitely has had an awakening experience of some shape, form, or fashion. And he's very, he's not afraid to speak what he thinks and what he feels, Why should anyone be afraid to really speak the truth? The only reason why people might be afraid to share the truth is because they have something to hide. Or they're protecting something or someone, or out of fear for their life, perhaps. There's many reasons why things can be kept secret. So yeah, basically I've just been trying to dive deep into myself, and to understand myself, understand why I am the way I am. And embrace that, and love that, and nurture that, and grow that, and ask myself questions like, if I could be anything I wanted to in life, blank slate, knowing that I can achieve anything that I put my mind to. If knowing these things, I ask myself, okay, if you could create the perfect life, if you could create, what would you create? And that's basically what I'm working on right now in my mind and in my heart. To me, I think it's about connecting your heart with your mind, because they both work symbiotically together. And some of the other subject matters that I'm coming to start learning and researching and seeing if I vibe with it or not, see if it rings true or not. Those are the types of things I've been working on lately. Trying just to be the best version of who I can be, like my shirt says, be kind. I go to a job where I serve others every day. Every day I'm servicing somebody. Because I'm a grocery cashier, so I basically scan groceries, pack groceries, talk to people. I either take cash, or they use their card, or they write a check. There are still people that do that, believe it or not. Mainly the older generation. I don't see a lot of the younger generation using checks. It's definitely the older generation that comes through my line that write checks sometimes. Even though I have seen this one older person, she doesn't write me a check. She uses her debit card, but she still writes it down in her register of her checkbook. Like if she had wrote me a check. But she didn't write me a check, but she used her debit card, which is attached to her checking account. So she just basically makes a physical notation of that transaction. And then she, of course, gets the receipt. Some people don't want the receipt. Some people are just some people are walking away with their stuff before the card even accepts it. But it's because they already know it's going to be approved, Now, if it's not approved, I'm like, hey, sorry, but you need to come back here. This didn't go through. But for the most part, I've never had to call anybody back, except for maybe a couple of times. And I've been at this job now for a year. It's kind of strange. I really like my job because... But then I complain about my job too. I complain not about the actual physical job. I don't complain about the groceries or anything. I complain about how technology operates, like my operating system that I have to utilize, the computer part, or the scale, or nuances as something happens and I have to void something off for some reason. I have to take the time to stop, put this piece of paper in the little printer, got a little void sheet, a little sheet that I have to use, they call it a frank. I have to put that in, make sure it's all lined up right where it needs to be, and then I have to take that item, scan it, void it. Sometimes I have to call a manager over. Some of the other things that we have to deal with are like if you need to purchase something that requires you to be 21 or older, you have to scan an ID. It doesn't matter if you're 21 or 99. I'm going to ask you for an ID. Because part of the thing is, until that date is scanned in, if it's scanned in and it's correct, it immediately pops on. But if somebody gives me, say, a passport, it's an ID that I can accept, but it's not scannable. So I then have to physically enter their birth date into the machine, which then sends a code that it needs a key turn, and only the manager has the key. So then I have to pick up the phone and say I need a manager on register wherever I'm at, you know. And we only have 5 registers. But I'm usually on register 3 or register 4. Sometimes I'm on register 2, but most of the time it's 3 or 4. I guess it's needed that I needed to make this video. I know sometimes I don't make videos that are appealing to what's trending, or I just make a video whenever I feel like I need to speak from my heart, you know. And sometimes I'll sit here and make a video, and usually by the time I make the video, at the end of the video, I know if I'm going to post it or not. Not all the time, but most of the time. Like this one, I don't know. I might and I might not. But if I don't, you'll never know, will you? I just feel like I'm definitely going through some changes for sure. In many ways. But they're hard to describe. Sometimes I feel like I'm going through internal changes. Definitely internal changes. My life definitely is improving. I've gotten a raise. I'm getting more hours. I'm doing what I need to do. Communicating more with my daughter. Seeing my grandchildren. Not as often, but within the loop more than I was. I think overall my goals have sort of started to shift in a weird sense. And I think I feel it. It just isn't showing. Yeah, it's the intuition aspect of things. But they say thought leads to imagination. And then imagination leads to the revealing, you know. All I know is if, for whatever reason, I'm blessed in any financial shape, form, or fashion to where I don't ever have to work again. The things I do will to be benefit community. They aren't just to benefit myself. I mean, they're definitely going to benefit me and my family. But it would also come with benefiting community as well, because that's just how I operate, you know. I've been on both sides of the coin. I've been on both sides of the spectrum in many subject matters throughout my life. The experiences I've had. I definitely could write a book. And maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe I need to write a book. And that be my income that will then propel me forward to utilize the profit from that book or books to create something else, you know? Because that's what it's about to me. You create something that gives you the ability to keep creating something else. And not just to benefit yourself, but to benefit everybody involved that wants to be involved. It's things of that nature that I'm thinking on. Those levels, those planes, those aspects. In the meantime, y'all have the most blessed afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are. I'm about to participate in taking a consumption of some Singapore sling, some new strain that I just got a few days ago. And I'm going to peace out and go enjoy the rest of my afternoon. Probably sit here in thought. Doing some research, doing some meditation. Possibly going and having dinner with my family tonight over there so I can see my grands. Etc., etc. So anyways, y'all have the most blessed here now moment. And until the next time, I'm out.